Hi everyone, it's Suzanne. For today's investigation lesson, we're going to be thinking about a big question. And this is the big question. What is a tree? What is a tree? I wonder. We're going to have to go on the thinking train. I'm going to get my thinking train out again. We're going to have to think, I wonder what a tree is. So these are some of the words that we're going to be thinking about today for investigations. We've got the word right up the top, tree. Then we've got the word branch. Then we have the word leaves. Then we have the word trunk. And we have the word living. So these are some of the words that we might be thinking about when we're thinking about trees. Let's have a chat about some of the different trees that we might see and what actually is a tree. So this is a picture of a gum tree, in fact, and let's just have a quick chat about what a tree is. So a tree is a living thing because it's a plant. It needs water and soil and sunshine to grow. And they're quite often, when they grow a lot, they grow tall and they're woody. They have a woody trunk. They're actually one of the largest and oldest living things on Earth, would you believe, on our planet. And some trees live for a very, very, very long time. So these are some of the different parts of a tree. We're going to go through that now. So let's just go through what a tree is. So it has different parts. A tree has different parts. It has a trunk. That's the trunk. That's the word trunk there. It also has branches. So the branches span out all above the tree. They're the long kind of like sticks. And that's branch. And then there's leaves. The leaves are all the green part of, they're often the green part of the tree. So that's all the parts of a tree. They're also the roots, they're under the ground. But for this video, we're just going to be talking about the leaves, the branches, and the trunk. This, for example, is a gum tree. We have gum trees, many different types of gum trees in Australia. And there's lots and lots of other different trees. We'll look at some other trees now. There are also trees that you may have seen near island areas and tropical warm areas. They're called, this is called a palm tree, and they're a different kind of shape. And there's many other trees. We're going to go through one more tree. And this is a pine tree. It's quite a tall tree in this particular one, and it has a different shape again. So there's so many different types of trees. And now we're actually going to go out into my garden and we're going to collect some leaves and some branches, and we're going to make a picture together, which will be really fun. Okay, my garden, and we're going to go and see if we can find some leaves and some bark and some branches. And I've got my container here, so if you can find some sort of container that you might have at home, and go and collect some branches and leaves and bark. My dog's going to come into the picture now. Hello, Jetta. Hello. We're going to go and collect some branches and things now together. Let's go. Okay, so these are my trees in my garden. They're quite tall, and I'm going to see if I can find some leaves and branches underneath the trees, because that's a good place to start, and see if we can find some materials. So let's go and have a look. So I can see some leaves. Let me see. I can see a leaf there, so that would be good for my picture. Some leaves. You can see if I can find some sticks. Oh, there's a stick there. So anything like that is really good. So I've got some bark, some leaves, and some sticks and things like that. So those kinds of things, if you can collect those materials in a container, and we're going to get started on our picture. Okay, so we've got a good selection of materials here that I've collected. So I've got some branches, I've got some twigs, and I've got some bark. So if you don't have many trees or something like that in your backyard or close by to your house, then we're going to go ahead and draw a picture of a tree instead, which is fine. That will be fine too. Alright, so let's go ahead and make a picture. Okay, I'm going to start by writing my name at the top of my work, because we always start with our name at the top first. Suzanne. Okay, now obviously you wouldn't write Suzanne, you'd write your own name at the top of your page. Now I'm going to go about putting my picture together with my branches and all the materials that I've collected. Now we're going to do our best work and try our hardest to make a beautiful tree picture. So let's get started. Now if we think about it, thinking train, and we think about what a tree has at the bottom of the tree to help us get our shape, I would probably start with the bark first. So I'm just going to place my bark on my paper like that, and I'm going to put some more bark on my tree. Just line them up really nicely and do your best work, because remember, we always want to do our best work. See how I'm just placing it really carefully? You might need to break some of the pieces of bark, that's okay, to make your picture of your tree. Okay, so now I'm getting my bark together on my tree. I'm just going to break a little piece to make it a little bit longer on the bottom, to fill it in so that it's nice and solid, because trunks of trees are very, very solid. So, okay, let me have a look at that. I'm pretty happy with that trunk. So now I need to think about making some branches on my tree. So if you've got some quite long pieces like I have, I've got quite long pieces, you might need to break them up a little bit to make them a better size for your picture. So I'm just going to go about making my branches, and branches aren't necessarily all straight, they'll go a bit wonky, they won't be going completely straight all of the time. You actually have branches going off in different directions as well, which is pretty cool. Oh, I've got all different, they're quite long, these branches. Some branches down a bit lower. And you can have thick and thin branches, all different branches on your tree. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put some leaves on my tree. And just place them carefully on your tree. And they're going to be going different directions. Trees don't have their branches going all the same way. But place them carefully on your tree. Just like that. Building up my tree slowly. Still going. Takes a little bit of time, but okay, it's getting there now. All right, I'm pretty happy with my tree now. I hope that you can make a great tree with your pieces of leaves and bark and branches. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I would draw a tree now. I didn't have the materials available to me at home. We're going to do a beautiful picture instead. So this is how I would draw a tree. The trunk, so it's a bit hard to draw and I'm holding the camera as well. So And trees actually get smaller as they get to the top. And remember, they're not all straight up and down, and then they get wider as they go down the bottom. So that's like the base of my tree. And then I have the branches all going up into the tree, all different shapes and sizes. Some are straighter, some are more curvy. Some branches are bigger, some are smaller. Now I'm going to think about the leaves on my tree. This is going to be more of a gum tree, I think. And you're going to have leaves in the front as well. Lots of little leaves and branches everywhere. Right up the top as well. My page is getting away from me. And more leaves and more leaves. Even some leaves down here. And some more leaves there. Okay, so that's my basic tree shape. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some lines for the bark, because we know that bark is kind of a rough kind of shape and has lots of texture. And that is my tree. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and colour in. I'm going to use some colours that you might find on a tree. So some brown and some different greens as well. So I'm going to go and colour that in now. Make sure you keep all inside the lines. Do your best colouring in. Follow your lines that you've made right up into the tree if it's a branch, and just keep colouring in all the way around. Make sure that you colour in everything. Try and stay in the lines and do your best work. Okay, so here's my picture of a tree that I've just finished. So I've made sure that I've just used colours that you would find on a tree, and I've done my best colouring in for keeping it in the lines. And so I hope that you've really enjoyed this lesson for investigations. I had lots of fun making this video. I'm really look forward to you sharing or talking about maybe what you made for investigations this week with me. And hopefully we can talk soon. If you would like to take a photo, you might be able to take a photo of your picture that you made of your tree, and we could talk about it when I catch up with you online, hopefully very soon. Okay, bye.